Hi, I'm Vicky, welcome back to my channel. This is the final part of making the red and pink costume. So since the end of the last part, I've made some changes to the skirt and I've made the bows to go on the hips and I've made the bow for the headpiece. You can see how I make the bows in the short that I uploaded when I made the bows to go on the Christmas tree. I've made these ones exactly the same way, I've just changed the proportions a little bit and I've added lots of net to the one for the headpiece because I want it to be really stiff and stand up. The one on my tree could have used a bit more net, it is a little bit floppy. Last time you saw this dress, the skirt had a waistband with pink sparkles on and it was sat up around the waist. Now, when I made the bows and put them on, they were sat too high and it was hiding too much of the shape here. What you want to do is use fuller things like that to really exaggerate an hourglass shape. We don't want to use it to hide an hourglass shape. And we're going through all the trouble of making a corset to take the waist in to already exaggerate the hourglass. So by moving them down and putting them on the hips, we're going to create curves where we want curves. And the more volume you put on your hips, the smaller your waist looks. So, and looking back on my drawing, I did originally draw it sitting quite low on the hips, so I'm not sure why I did a waistband that sat high on the waist. On my original drawing, I just had two bows on the waistband, so sat at the sides and then finishing at the front and back. I'm happy with how that looks at the back. And I'm happy with how you're just seeing the little bow on the back of the knickers showing through as well. I think that's super cute. But I'm not happy with how it's sat at the front. I've done 3 poppers across the front so it's easy to take off on stage. But I don't like how that's sitting there. But then I'm also not sure about adding another bow at the front because we've already got the bow and the bra. But I think I prefer this to how it looks without it. So I think I will sew that on. And even having that at the front is still going to be easy to get to. So the other change I've made is to lift the front of the skirt. So when I look back on the photos and the video footage, it wasn't mallety enough. It needed just to be shorter and a bit more flirtatious and flippy at the front. So all I did was I cut where the top part was a rectangle. I just curved the edges, curved those front outside corners, which meant that when I gathered it onto the waistband, it lifted the front up. And then the other thing I've done is I've just folded that back a couple of inches at the front, either side, just to get more volume. But it also means that if I sell this costume in the future, there's a couple of inches, there's about 4 inches leeway with fit, so I can adjust the size a little bit if I need to. I was going to make jewellery to go with it, but I'm just not going to have time. It's already the 7th of January. And Christmas was 2 weeks ago. So I found this necklace. I made this to go with my daughter's year 10 formal dress and I think it's perfect with it. So I'm going to use that. The colours are absolutely right. I'll show you a close-up of the necklace at the end, and if you'd like to see a tutorial about how I made that, I'll put it on my to-do list for future videos. So the last job I need to do now is make the sleeves and attach the bow for the headpiece onto a headband. So let's move over to my desk and I'll show you how I'm going to do that. To make the sleeves, I've cut a big circle pattern from a folded piece of calico. So I've cut this circumference way bigger than my arm needs to be because I want this to be really gathered and really full. So the diameter of circle that I've cut is about 14 inches. And then I've cut it shorter here and longer here. So this is going to be my centre front. And this is going to be my centre back because I want it longer at the back than at the front. So my centre front is 8 inches. So I want that to be about 7 once I've hemmed it and added it onto the armband. Then it's 9 at the side. And then to get that sort of long bit at the back, I've gone for 11. So that will be 10, 8, 7 by the time I've hemmed it. So next I'm going to cut out 2 circles from my tulle. And then I'm going to just do a double fold and edge it on my sewing machine. I've edged both of my sleeves. So to edge my sleeves, I've just done 2 turns and stitched them. So I did 1 turn and stitched, then turned it again and stitched it again. So you can see the 2 lines of stitching, but it looks really neat. So that's a really neat way to get a double turn on the edge of really fine fabrics. Next I'm going to start on the armbands that I'm going to attach them to. I've cut 2 loops of elastic. I had an offcut of the nude edging elastic that I use on underwear, and because I'm using tulle, having nude elastic is going to make it a little bit more hidden. So I've made 2 bands and I've sewn them together and they're tight enough to sit snugly on the upper arm measurement. And then I'm going to just use tulle to make the armbands. I was going to use satin, but I don't want it to be that solid. So I've cut 2 pieces of tulle that are 12 inches by 2 inches, and that gives me a 1/2 inch seam allowance either side. So I'm going to sew them into a circle, and then once I've sewn them into a circle, I'm going to press 1/2 inch down either side. So it's like making a piece of bias binding again. And then when it's folded, we've got 4 layers of tulle, which will have the elastic in the middle. I've got my armband tulle sewn into a loop, and I've folded both edges in. So it's now 1 inch wide, and that will get folded in half again once we join everything together. I've then put 4 pins in to mark it into quarters. I folded one of my tulle sleeves in half again as well, because I want to mark the centre back and centre front, and then I can use those to find the other quarter mark around the circle. I'm then going to pin that onto my armband at all the quarter marks, and I'll show you how that looks once I've done it. This is how my sleeve looks pinned together. So I've got my armband with the wrong side facing up, so this is the side where I've folded the edges in, and I've got my sleeve with the right side facing up, so my seam of my hem is on the inside here. Then I've pinned all my quarters together, and I've made sure the back of the sleeve, which is the longest part, is where the seam is here. So now going forward, I always know that the longest part in the center back of the sleeve is where my seam is on the armband. So next, I'm just going to hand gather the tulle up to the size of the armband and then just stitch it in place. So that's all gathered. So I'm going to stitch that on using my machine with a regular straight stitch. This is how my sleeves look with the gathers sewn onto the armband. I've also pressed the hems because I hadn't done that. So next I need to get the elastic onto the armband, and this is going to sit underneath the top fold of tulle like that, and then that's going to fold down and fold that in half, and then I'm going to zigzag stitch that in place. So first I'm going to use my little clips to hold it in place underneath that fold, kind of stretching it as I go. So again, I'm going to do it with quarters. It's one of those things that once you get it started, it gets easier. Little clips like this are really handy rather than pins for jobs like this. Now it's held in place, I'm going to fold it over and then clip it again. Sometimes jobs like this can be easier if you stretch it around your arm or your leg. Excellent, I think that's pretty good. So the last job I'm going to do is use a zigzag stitch along the bottom here to hold that in place. Here's how the sleeves look with the elastic sewn in, and then I've sewn a bow on this one. So I've sewn it just off centre front, so it's going to sit just on the outside of the arm. And here's a closer look at how the stitching looks. So you've got a zigzag stitch on the outside, you've got the nude elastic, which is really neat. It's really thin, like the satin would have been quite chunky up here, so I'm happy that I did the tulle. That's how it looks on the inside, so you end up with quite a lot of stitching there. That's why I do it this way, so the final stitching's on the outside, so you can make sure your outside's neat. So the last job for the sleeves, once I've sewn the bow on the other one, is just to add a few pink stones along the top. While the rhinestones on the sleeves dry, I'm going to sew the bow onto a satin headband. I'm sewing it onto a white one because I've run out of pink, but it's going to be easily changed if I need to for somebody in the future. Now I've marked the middle with my pen, and I've just marked out from the sides a little bit as well. And I think because this is so stiff, if I just sew it on, it should stay in place and not flop forwards and backwards. But I think it's going to be a little bit tricky to actually sew. I don't want to glue it on because I want to be able to take it off if I want to use it on something else. Cool, I'm just running a few threads around the headband as well, just to make sure it's on there nice and tight. Yeah, that seems pretty stable. That's on there quite securely actually, and it's easy for me to unpick if I need to change it. So that's it, that's the whole costume done, so come and join me and I'll show you the finished thing all together. She's finally finished. It's only 2 weeks after Christmas, but I got it done. And I'm so happy with it. I think it looks beautiful next to my tree. I think I'm going to have to keep my tree up for an extra week just so I can admire them together. I think the little sleeves worked out super cute with it. When you've got a costume with this many pieces, it does give you lots of variety for the order that you can take things off. Even though I ran out of time to make the jewellery that I wanted to make, I think this set is perfect with it. And like I say, if you would like to see a tutorial on how to make this, because I designed these specifically to be really light for dancing, they're made from felt and backed with faux leather, so they're really comfortable to wear. I'm glad I made the changes to the skirt. I think the proportions have all worked out really well. And I am actually happy with the bow on the front. So after all that, I think it looks super cute. It was meant to be over the top and have loads of bows on, just like my tree. So I think it's worked out great. I hope you enjoyed this video series. If you do make something inspired by one of my videos, please tag me in social media or on YouTube so I can see what you've made. I love seeing what my creations inspire in other people. There's been some incredible stuff over the years, so yeah, please tag me. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I've also started making vlogs again. I used to make vlogs in between videos back in a long time ago. I stopped. I think the last vlogs I did were very early 2020. So I'm really excited to be vlogging again and showing you more behind the scenes in the studio. I'm going to be showing you my new house and furniture upcycles and decoration that I'm doing in my house as well. So stick around if that's your kind of thing too. And I'll be back when I have time with a new tutorial video. See you soon.